some of our favorite moments of season 1, maybe some of our favorite one-liners, our favorite jokes, perhaps.
Okay.
One of the first episode, I knew I was gonna like this series. Reagan is consulting these two people in his office,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, we have a spirit, blah blah blah." And he says, "You know what? I'm pretty sure I can even get her face to turn back to normal." And he goes, "That's what her face has always looked like." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." Doesn't apologize to the wife. He apologizes to the husband that he's with this woman.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. And it's also funny, just how much she believes in Reagan. And even though the boyfriend's like, he's scamming you, she doesn't really care. And I think it just goes to show that sometimes people just want to be heard and believed. And that's okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be true. But as long as somebody tells them what they're wanting to hear, sometimes that's okay. And then other times it's not.
Sometimes it's not quite okay. And maybe one of these moments where Reagan is, manipulating Mob a little bit too much for my liking. Mob is like, "You know what? I think I might join the telepathy club, Reagan." And Reagan goes, "Why would you do that? You have a perfectly good, part-time job at home." And he goes, "Well, I thought it might be fun to like goof around to do something." And Reagan basically says, "Why would you want to join this club? The best club in my book is the Going to Home Club."
He just wants to slack off. But yeah, I do like that this show says, you know what? Middle school is the perfect time to goof off, and that's what some of the club members of the telepathy club say at the beginning. We're in our middle school years. This is the time to goof off because once we get to high school, we have to focus on our grades. And then once we get out of high school, we got to focus on our jobs. And I can appreciate the sentiment, but I mean, really, you should be enjoying life at all times. It's not like, okay, only when you're young you can have a good time. And this kind of reflects back to the Japanese work culture, which I don't think we're going to talk about too much because I think we both agree. Not healthy, not good. You should enjoy your time anytime. But Reagan is a man of contradictions, which I don't appreciate most of the time. One of the times I do appreciate it very greatly is in episode 4, where he says, "Say no to violence." And then he uses his body to cause some injury, but that's okay because it wasn't a punch.
That's right. Punches are violent.
Punches are violent. And another moment of mine that I found to be really funny was when Tenga, the leader of the gangs at Salt Middle School, when he was trying to get Mob and the Body Improvement Club to go fight Black Vinegar Middle School, was by writing a note and saying that, "Hello, I'm a girl. Please come meet me at this park." So Mob goes because, a girl is sending him a love letter. Heck yeah, I'm going to go.
Oh, yeah. You got to.
So he goes. And then the letter that he wrote for the for the other group was, "Come here, you rice bastards." And they're like, "I think he meant to say rat bastards."
Yeah, no, the gang leader isn't a great speller in this show, but I think Mob falls for the whole love letter from a girl thing, 2 or 3 times in this series.
Which is perfectly fine because he's hopeful. He has his hopes up every time. I'm never gonna diss a person that has their hopes up on a crush because it reminds me of me, and I would get my hopes up and then be crushed.
Yeah, I think we probably both would. And okay, let's talk about how Mob meets Dimple real quick because I think this is super funny.
Okay, let's talk about Dimple.
So when Mob is going to meet Dimple, he runs into a psychic mind reader.
So it seems.
Yes, so it seems. And this mind reader says, they try several things, and they're like, "Oh, you're having a really bad day, aren't you?" No. "Oh, you just lost a loved one?" No. And then like a few more things. I don't recall all of them. But after that, he goes, "You want to know how to be cool to get girls?" He goes, "Yeah."
How'd you know?
"How do you know that?" It's like the 5th thing they try. And he's like, "Oh, well, here, come with me and I'll show you Master Dimple. And he'll teach you how to be cool and get girls."
And then, obviously, this master turns out to be a high-level spirit who is able to use his curse power to put these people under a trance. But it doesn't work on Mob, because this is where we first realize that Mob's emotions are locked deep in his heart, because he doesn't want to hurt others. Because opening your heart can lead to hurting other people. And I do find Dimple's method of trying to take over the world funny, because he was trying to do it in a way that doesn't hurt anybody else. He was trying to do a non-bloodshed method. And then when that doesn't work out, he's like, okay, well, you made me do this, Mob. Now I'm going to kill you.
He's like, I can't let this 8th grader get in my way of taking over the world. But how does he try to get Mob on his side before that? He tries to put him in a laughing contest. If you spit out the milk in your mouth, you lose. And someone goes, why did he even agree to that? And Mom's like, oh, I love milk.
And he loves milk. It actually comes up later.
Yes.
And I think that's funny. That was very funny.
Yep. That's a great little, I mean,
gag.
I guess that's like the whole episode, but it's still a funny episode.
That was a funny episode. And even when it got serious, like, it was always in a good way. And I honestly am quite fond of Dimple, actually. There were moments I didn't like him, but for the most part, he's a pretty good bro. He turns out to be a good bro.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think with a main character as pure as Mob and as, like, noble as he is, and naive, let's say, you need Reigen and Dimple to give a counterpoint even as protagonists.
Exactly. And that's actually what makes Tenga so good, because he has this gang leader persona. But we find out that he has never missed a day of school in middle school.
Yep.
He has a perfect attendance and on-time record.
I forgot about that. But yeah, that is pretty awesome.
And it's not until that he is accused of being a pervert and taking the clarinet pieces of girls that he no longer shows himself to class. He still goes to school, because if he were to stay home, his mom would be wondering why he's at home. So it goes to show he has a caring mom too.
Yes, it does.
So I always appreciate when they break the stereotype of the gang leader. And I think you can even say nowadays that's a stereotype itself, the good-hearted gang leader. But I'm always going to be a sucker for that stereotype.
Yeah, I think it is funny that they were all like, what a pervert, he stole our clarinets. It's like, how does that work? He stole their clarinets, so he's a pervert?
He's licking them.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He's like, I've never kissed a girl, so I'll lick these and it'll be the same. I don't know. So, the last thing I want to talk about as one of my favorite moments, one of my favorite one-liners from Mob, is Mob's family seemingly gets kidnapped by Claw.
Oh, man.
And Harazawa comes to the rescue. He's like, we need to go, or you need to go rescue your family, but you're going to need someone on your side. And Mom goes, oh, the Body Improvement Club. Not Harazawa, who has psychic powers. He wants the Body Improvement Club to come with him.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, they are pretty Chadly.
My God, these are 8th graders.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best character in the entire series.
Oh, man. We just wait until next episode, everybody.
Ooh.
I swear to God, it's not just my hobby, but it is. I'm a hot little Punjabi. This is